You mentioned how you guys keep in touch with the community out there, but you guys also track how games are being played, and what types of things did you learn from Gears of War 3 in terms of how people were playing that influenced how you guys went about this new one?
Well, I think we're always trying to tune and evolve and make sure that the experience that we have is as well balanced as possible, and especially with multiplayer, right? It's like we're always looking at weapon damage, at kill counts and things like that, and kill percentages. And so we really, especially in multiplayer, in addition to the new systems and things that we've added to multiplayer, we've made a whole balancing pass within the weapons to make sure that, if you want to play as a sniper, there's a new weapon that's not as clunky and doesn't have the reload penalty that perhaps the long shot has. So we've introduced a new weapon that's semi-automatic that has a zoom, but not the same zoom as a long shot, but that you can quickly tow it around and still act as a sniper. And so we've kind of added weapons, we've balanced weapons, and we're trying to give everybody who wants to play a different role kind of an equal opportunity to succeed just through multiplayer tuning and data mining that we've done from the past, and also things that we wanted to push the title and the franchise forward with into the future with new weapon variety and things like that.
Obviously, you guys are a group of gamers here. We just had Halo 4 launch recently. There's a lot of shooters out there. How do other games, what other developers are doing when it comes to multiplayer influence what you guys set to do with Gears?
Well, it's an interesting question because all of us are gamers, right? So as you mentioned, we're all playing competitive titles, but it's all very much it would be a proximity thing, right? It's not. I don't think we've ever had a conversation where it's like this product is doing A, and so we're going to mimic that. That has never factored into our kind of design direction. But we do very much get flavored by what we're playing and flavored by what the community is playing and what the community wants to see and what we ourselves enjoy as gamers. And then what's true to the franchise and how do we want to evolve the franchise forward, right? So it's more of a very kind of soft flavoring probably of things that we absorbed from around us rather than a very specific a competitor A is doing A and B and therefore we're going to mimic it, which has never happened since I've been here on the Gears of War Judgment franchise.
So there's a lot of stuff to do here in the new Gears of War Judgment game. Let's talk about some of your strategies that you would give for the campaign. So you use campaign mode, but what strategies would you give to someone jumping into this game?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think if you're playing cooperatively, it's all about playing with your squad, right? So you have to be cognizant if your friend goes down and to put yourself in position, not charge ahead if they're staying back, right? You need to put yourself in position to support your squad, right? So it's like if somebody goes down, you need to be able to help, get them up and pay attention to what the squad is doing and how the squad is attacking objectives, right? If you're playing campaign in a single player mode, I think it's all about, the strategy would be all about being aggressive, but if you get too aggressive, the dynamic spawn system is probably going to try to counteract you. So it's about being aggressive and staying on your toes, right? There's a definite sense of urgency that we've introduced into this title by the dynamic nature of everything that's happening. So it's I'd say be aggressive, but also be cognizant about what's happening around you because it's not as predictable perhaps as what you've seen in Gears of War in the past, and so you need to have this stay on your toes kind of a Spider-Man sense, right, about what's going on around you if you really want to succeed by yourself.
You guys are also showing a couple of multiplayer modes downstairs, so let's break them down just from the perspective of if you're going to jump into free-for-all, what's your go-to strategy?
Well, free-for-all has a bunch of new strategies you need to employ because we've added a bunch of additional things to free-for-all. So we've added kind of interactive elements, things that are moving within the environment that you can leverage, and hidden areas behind hidden bookshelves, things like that. So you'll have to really explore is going to have to be one of your strategies. We've also added the ability to fall off of ledges, and so there's this whole new vertical nature to the environments where you might climb up some stairs, which might be a little bit laborious, and you might be vulnerable, but now you can drop off that ledge or drop off that rooftop right behind your enemy and flank him and get him in the back. And so being aware of the vertical nature of the environments now is key to your success. And then I think just the taking advantage of the new optimized control scheme, right? So the idea that if you have a Lancer equipped and an Asher, being able to quickly swap depending on on the range that you're engaging your enemy with, right? So taking advantage, and same thing with grenade, right? Somebody's right in my face, I'm going to drop this grenade at their toes and move on, versus, hey, I see them across the map, I'm going to hold down that button and carefully aim that trajectory. So it's being aware of the control scheme is also going to be a key factor in your success now in free-for-all.